Yeah, sorry, I wasn't. That was they're wanting only to stream on YouTube. They don't want Facebook. They feel like they're splitting up their.
She was messing with her, and then
Yep.
whatever
Let's see,
happened
is
with
this
them
working?
two.
You need to get switch out the microphones.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
She's like my mentor.
No,
Yeah.
they're all good. I did. I
Oh,
just.
you got that one
Yeah.
plugged in?
1 second.
These ain't working?
No, my headphones ain't working.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you brought some new ones. Okay. Yeah, we had Tim on the show. Like we was trying to show people like we've been here. They've been
Oh
here.
yeah, he's
People like that
he's a
been
pioneer
here.
for sure.
You know, part of the culture, man. We've been having it
Most definitely. And I mean, how many record stores do you even exist, but like they don't anymore, but they were. He was like he used to sell we used to sell our tickets there. We'd give him tickets to come, and we've partnered on shows before, but like for me, I'm still the only black female promoter when it comes to music. Nobody else has really done that.
No more.
Know that you're live or you're streaming. You know that?
Oh.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just saying you can share, and all that.
Oh, okay.
No big deal. Just just like.
Yeah, we got the mics.
Do you need help with that, Tony?
Yeah, I was trying to get my headphones plugged in. I got the cord switched out,
Yeah.
but I can't hear anything on my headphones.
All right, we can share now. Could you add us on Facebook? I don't know if you got.
Oh.
I add you, but you probably looking like who's this guy? Unfriending and trying to friend. Here you go.
So sorry if I did. It's probably some of my I
So
don't.
I already switched out the cord on that.
Okay, I'm wondering if it's a bad, if it could be one of these, like a bad joiner or something.
So his is
But
Tony,
and
and I'm Tab, T-A-B.
then remember that.
It was the joint.
Let's
It was
see.
that.
I think so.
Go
Yo,
take care of
Oh.
no, I can't hear. I still can't hear no playback.
Here, let me put this one in. Test, test. Yeah.
It worked. Okay.
So, are you sure that you're?
It's just my headphones.
Okay, okay. So these are,
I'll give you
these
these
are
back.
well, I'm saying that these are things that we sell to clients, whatever, for $8.
No fucking way.
Well, that's how much it cost us. I'm not gonna let you put.
How
something
much
in
are
your
these?
ear.
Oh, 8. I thought you said 88.
No, $8. Price and yeah.
Okay, yeah, you added us. Okay,
All right.
there you go.
You go to stream number 2 and stream it to MCNs.
Just to let you know we're ready whenever you guys are.
It's the new Twin Cities, yeah, yeah. It's the new Twin Cities, yeah, yeah. It's the new Twin Cities, yeah, yeah. It's the new Twin Cities, yeah. It's the new Twin Cities. It's the new Twin Cities, yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
welcome.
what's good? What's
What's-
good, world?
What's up, y'all? We back again with episode 11 of the New Twin Cities podcast.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Every week we try to highlight, the hip hop culture and things going on in Minnesota, creatives, musicians, just different people in the city doing different things to, push the culture forward here in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
So we're back again, episode 11.
Yes, sir. Episode 11, baby.
I got my co-host Tony. I'm Fresh.
Welcome. We got very special guest today. She's been in the game for a long time.
Very long time, been doing her thing.
She's been in it since the roots, you feel me? So today we want to highlight her successes, her beginnings, her current ongoings, everything that's going on.
Yes.
We got CEO, fashion icon, Natalie Morrow in the building. You catch her on Instagram, known as Black MN Fashion Week. She also has the Black Twin Cities Film Festival.
Yes.
And the Morrow Group Consulting, So we'll get to her in a few minutes, man. What's going on, Fresh? How you doing this week?
I'm doing good, man. I'm finally, last week was a lot of, my mom was getting sick, my brother's getting sick, so all last week, I was dealing with that with the family, and so everybody feeling better now, and
Good.
I'm just ready to work. It's been a week since we've been back here.
Yeah,
a
man.
week and
Yeah, a
2
little
weeks,
while. We had a good episode with Prof.
Yeah, that was a dope episode.
Y'all go
man.
check that out, man. Like and
Episode
subscribe.
10. Yep.
Episode 10.
And that was a dope episode, so I'm glad to be back here, man. I missed it.
Yeah,
I
man.
missed it.
Glad to be back in studio. Glad to be here back with the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got more glorious guests with us, more Minnesota highlights to go on, man,
We're gonna keep it pushing for y'all, man. This is what y'all wanted, so
Yeah, we only coming with quality.
quality.
We could be here every week, but
We want you guys to have quality episodes, not just rushed, not just gossipy, none of that stuff. We want real content, man, so you guys can learn and hopefully get inspired to do what you want to do in this world.
Yeah, man, because there's a lot of people here that are doing it, and there's a lot of people here that have been doing it, you know. And Minnesota's just on the come up right now, man. I was talking to a friend of mine. He used to be a general manager for the Grand Hotel in the Millennium downtown, and we were talking about the Four Seasons and like how that came into the city, man. Because Minneapolis they're trying to make Minneapolis a destination city, you know. So
that's what that means.
Yeah,
Like,
that's essentially what that means.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the beginning of it. Now they're redoing Hennepin and First and all this. Now they're doing all this construction
94
downtown.
all messed up.
Yeah, man. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's like, well, what do you want? You want the city to stay small, or do you want it to grow? We need growth now.
Yeah, we definitely need growth. And speaking of that, like we had a conversation last week about the Twin Cities coming together to really be a real force in this industry, in the entertainment industry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Yeah. The basis of it is my theory is I think they messed up splitting the city in two. It was necessary for the crops they were cultivating, like milling and stuff like that.
Okay.
We were alongside the river,
Oh,
so it was good for that.
Mhm.
But it was hard back when Minnesota was created, it was
Mm-hmm.
hard to get on the other side of the river. So once you was over there, you stayed there. You feel me? Because there was no bridges.
bridges
you feel
or
me?
no-
You had to do what you had to do to get across the river.
Okay.
And so that's what created that
That
split until they started building bridges and stuff like
Okay.
that. Now I don't know what the first bridge was, but I do want to know though. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
What was the first bridge built here? Was it the Hennepin maybe? I don't
We
know.
gotta look that up.
Yeah, we'll have to look that. Hey, if you know in the comments, let us know.
Yeah,
Fill
the
us
first
in.
bridge that was built in the Twin. So we say Twin Cities.
Yeah, we're gonna start saying Twin Cities because we want to.
Yeah.
We gotta adopt that more than that.
Yeah, then the Minnesota. I know we always got our Minnesota, St. Paul. Minneapolis, St. Paul jokes, but if we come together, man, we'll be a real force in this industry. We separate, we're super small and we don't get a lot of things accomplished, but together we can do a whole lot, like for real.
Yeah.
You
Like if y'all think about like how big Chicago is and like how much
Exactly.
culture and what they're known for and stuff, that's really cool. You want to know another crazy fact? They're only 30 years older than us. That's not a lot
That's
of time.
not a lot
you
of
feel
time.
me? And like when I went to Chicago like a month or two ago now, it just like hit me. I'm like, yo, Minneapolis and St. Paul, like if they were together as one, they would we'd be up there with Chicago, like in size. Everybody would know about each other. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Type stuff. It would be a little more united,
Exciting,
on some fronts,
you know?
and exciting, yeah, for sure. Because there's like even like back in like I didn't go to college, but I had college days. Like
Yeah,
when
go ahead.
we
Yeah,
was
yep.
running around the U of M, you feel me? Like
Yeah.
yo, I was hanging out with you and Maya and
Exactly.
Ben and everybody,
The
Reese
St.
and all
Paul.
them. Like yo, like 'cause nobody in Minneapolis was having that kind of fun. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So
Everybody wanted to have fun in the hood, but it's like, yo, everybody's mingling, all races, we're all young.
I'm kind of glad that happened. Like that time happened, and we really brought St. Paul and Minneapolis together. And like,
Man, like 2012 when the U was popping.
yeah.
Oh, man.
I see friendships still going on till this day from those days. Like a lot of people connected and stuff from those days. And you know what we talking about.
Yeah, if you know, you know. 2010 through 2012, Diggy Town.
That was a crazy year down at the U. So.
Man, for real.
So yeah, let's get into our guests.
Yeah,
Natalie.
man, we got Natalie Morrow here. If we have a show, you want to bring her in for us, man? We got Black Minnesota. We you could say Minnesota fashion icon, but we decided to go with fashion icon Natalie Morrow because
it's that's
still
thing.
It's worldwide. We worldwide here. We just based in Minnesota. You feel me?
Exactly.
Oh God, welcome, Natalie.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you
Yes.
so much for having me. I appreciate this.
Yeah,
excited.
no problem, man.
You
Yeah,
got so
welcome.
much going on. While we was doing our research, you got like so much from stuff you did in New York to film festivals to everything. So we just want to highlight you. We think you got a lot of dope stuff going on.
Yeah,
The Black Fashion Week, Minnesota Black Fashion Week.
the is Black Twin Cities Film Festival.
So it's Twin Cities Black Film Festival
Okay.
and Black Fashion Week, Minnesota.
Okay, all right,
There we go.
all right.
And I think those are the handles of your social media too.
Yes,
Black
yes.
Fashion Week, Minnesota. Okay,
Yep.
on Instagram and stuff.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, before anything, did you like the poster for the episode? Was it
Yes,
colorful
I
enough?
did.
I tried to. I was going through your Instagram page, and I was like, "Oh, can I get the colors to match?" You know what I'm saying? Like I was trying it out.
Real funky.
Oh yes.
Okay, but that so
Okay.
Fresh tells me that you guys had a great show at Paisley Park. Let's start there.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Well, Paisley Park was absolutely epic for me. It's the biggest and the best space to ever have any kind of event, whether it be fashion, whether it be music, whether it be film. And so, to be asked to do something there is like, it was everything. And it took us a long time. We started working on that in November of 2021.
Oh, wow.
It took us a long time.
Okay.
And so, because what a space. And, first ever, we made history just being the first ever fashion show ever.
First fashion show ever at Paisley Park.
And which is unbelievable for me because he was such a fashion icon. Prince
That's
was everything. So
Can I scoot this up for you?
yes. So it was really good to, be in that space and, all I could think of was perfection because Prince was perfection.
It was dope. You guys had a dope setup. Like everything went perfect. You guys had the shuttle buses picking people up, like clockwork. Like one bus leave, the next bus coming back. Like it was dope. Like I loved it.
Yeah, and that was all planned out. I mean, we had to do that, so it was a lot of planning, a lot of going through what it should look like, and then correcting that and perfecting that. So yeah.
Was it like a lot of NDA signed during that time?
Yeah.
A lot of
Every person that was involved had to sign that NDA, and that's just like anything that Paisley Park does. That's how they are.
Okay. Yeah. So I know that like putting together a show takes a lot of parts. It's a lot of moving pieces, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot. Okay. So overall, how do you feel the show went for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you feel like it went how you envisioned it?
Yeah. At the very end, when I could, actually see what was happening, it did. We had just, I think, like with any other shows that you do, you have things that happen, and then I'm thinking, okay, this has to go off right. But I'm a perfectionist too, so we made sure that it did over and over and over. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, by the end of the day, and I think that even I still look up and people are still posting photos.
Yeah.
Like this morning, I just look and I'm being tagged in from Paisley Park. Best show ever, best fashion show ever,
yes.
Best after party, because the after party was everything. And so I think people really, truly enjoyed themselves. And I think also people came to really see how we were going to do this and what that entailed. But 10 designers, 30 models, we did it.
Man, so you had to set up the party while also directing the show at the same time, or like did it feel like was it all one motion for you, or like
it was, because when we put it together, the preparation of it was like, this is the after the show, this is the after party, so we knew what was going to happen. But for me, the biggest thing was really the show itself.
Yes.
I wanted to make sure that the designers that we had, they would show their best, absolute best. And that's how we kind of, went from, start with a bang and end with another bang.
Yes.
So
yes. You guys had some dope designers.
I was going to say, could we talk about the designers?
Yes.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to the designers. And that's the thing. I'm trying to think of them in order as we're sitting here. But I'm trying to think. Mon Jazz Couture was number 1. Tanya Yarwood was number 2. Number 3 was Scooter Boy, I believe.
Yep, Scooter
Number
Boy.
4 was my guy, good friend, Studio 23.
Yeah, shout out to Mo.
Yeah, Mo is awesome. And number 5 was Vandalism Designs, I believe. Number 6 was you guys are catching me here. Let me think. Number 6 had to be
the Asian girl.
No, she was right.
Second before.
She was second before last. So let me think. Jesus.
I think if you remember the names at least.
Yes,
yeah.
I'm trying to remember the names.
That's
but
all
I
right.
know it ended with Alexis Brazil. If I go backwards, it works too. Leslie Lee, Victor Pharma, and let's see, I can remember them that way.
Okay.
And there's one I'm missing, and whoever it is, I'm so sorry because I'm trying to think here.
Well, hey, if you want to find out, you can also go check out the footage from the show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey. I was like, who is mysterious number 6? Now we have to go find out their
Now we
name.
gotta find out.
Yeah,
right,
you know?
and I know it's not coming to me. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm still tired.
That's all right. Oh man, that's all right. Like you said, there's plenty of photos from Paisley Park. There's lots of info out there. Designs of the times or design of the times.
Design of the time. So
Design of the Times.
kind of a play off of his sign of the times.
So
Yes.
how'd you come up with that name? Where'd you get that name?
We worked on it, Paisley Park and I, and just came up with it because I was really struggling for a name for this, but yeah, I thought it was fitting with what we were doing.
Pun intended.
Yes.
It sounds like real timeless. That name
Yes.
sounds timeless. Like,
Very timeless.
And it sounds like you set the trend for future events at Paisley.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
you definitely did.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, like I'm sure that, people are going to approach them about this. So, but we are working on some other stuff, Paisley and I, and so we will be doing something there. We will have a film, part of my film festival there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Ooh.
because
Oh,
he was a
wow.
film buff too, and so we're still kind of working that out, but it will be this year too.
That's dope. So it's like kind of like you're honoring Prince's interests.
Yes.
That's really cool.
And I think just to honor him as a fashion icon, that was really the key thing. Like, he was so different. He came up, like, if you haven't seen his shoe collection there, which is part of his tour, it's unreal. Like, we never noticed how close, like, we saw him in all the, the fabulous clothing, but we never looked at his shoes that they matched, like, all his outfits.
All his outfits. Wow.
Yep.
Every last
Head
outfit.
to toe, head to toe, and whatever
He was
color or
everything.
theme he was
Yeah.
digging for the
So
day.
then to see them separated from the clothing and just to see them and the detail and the fabric, it's just breathtaking.
He wasn't from this planet.
No.
Man, he was very different.
He was
He
not from
was
this planet.
very different, and everybody loved it. The whole world, because I remember when he passed, the entire world was giving him honor by making everything purple.
Purple. The world
and
was
just,
purple.
The Purple Hearts and everything. But yeah, I think, and everybody knows where they were when that happened and they heard the news. But I was always a big fan. And a little FYI, I was in one of his films.
Ooh.
Sign of the Times, to be honest.
Shut
That's
up.
what it was.
What?
Yes. And I was out I remember we were out there for like all day, like 12
Where was this at?
hours at Paisley Park.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So has it always looked like that?
Yeah,
Before he
like
passed?
he's always had like that space is like one of their the biggest space there, and they've done movies there, they've done concerts there, and used to do midnight parties, which I used to go to. But that was fun, yeah. And so, in Sign of the Times, actually, as I think about it, so I'm gonna go back, and I just remember like, I was in there 30 seconds in a dance scene, and I just remember my mom,
more than
calling the
enough.
entire family across the country.
baby's on the movie.
She's a star. No speaking, no nothing, just dancing. And I just remember that. And she's like, yeah, her and Prince are friends. We're not friends.
That's super cool, man.
But
That's
it is
super
cool. Like,
That is super
your
cool.
mamas are always going to be there
Hell
to
yeah.
support you
Big
no
or
matter
small.
what.
Hell
I thought she was
yeah.
gonna get an Emmy, Grammy, or something.
Yes.
For that
She
part.
made me feel like that. So I was like, okay.
That's dope.
But yeah, that's kind of what it was.
That's still a cool thing to have on your resume, though.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
is.
like
It
that's
is.
like now you're like really certified. Like I was really outside.
Yeah.
With him, you know.
So I think
take
I'm going to
that
have
anywhere.
that part pulled out and make something of it. It was literally 30 seconds, but just to show that,
Yeah.
we've been down with Prince from beginning.
Yeah, no, you got to make that like maybe if you're in the NFTs, just pull it out
Yes.
like, hey, I'm verified. You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? I'm
Yes.
verified.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Designer Time. That was dope. So how did you have a team with you working on that? Or?
Yeah, so there's my team was of 7. There's
Okay.
7 of us, and then working with Paisley as our partner, we were able to collaborate and kind of figure out everything. But they were the part of producing and making that stage and everything look amazing. And then we handled everything else. So the fashion, the models, and all that.
So how did you pick your designers for that show? Like how did you get those 7?
Yeah,
or
it
8
sounds like you
designers?
have like some street fashion, some streetwear in there too. and
Yes.
stuff.
So I think most of them, like I've worked with most of those designers, or I have seen their work. So like for an example, Victor Pharma was one that I've seen his work, and we hadn't worked together, but I definitely thought he could pull off what I was thinking, and our ideas that we had, or the vision I had. And so I went with ones that I knew that were going to take it seriously and put their heart and soul into it. And so that's how we came up. Like Mo is a good friend of mine, and so Mo has always been supportive of me, and we've worked together over the years. So Mo was like just that person, like how often do you get to get on a Paisley Park?
Yeah.
And you're on that stage. And so that was I really appreciated Mo over all the years, and so I thought that I know that he would do Come
great
Correct
job.
too.
That's dope.
So a lot of them, it was just their work. Alexis Brazil, another one. We have worked with her, so I know that she can do it, and so I knew she would give thought to it, and that's really how I picked all of them.
It was perfect too, cause she came out with a bang.
Yeah,
with
she
the
did.
Guitar on the,
and that's what killed it, because it was between her and Leslie Lee, and that's why Leslie was second to last. I struggled with who should be last, because both were absolutely amazing. And so Leslie Lee actually was a part of, they're called the Purple Ones, and that is Shimmer, and it's a young lady that does these contests for like for prints, and they have designers come and do different pieces for that, and so that's where I found her. She was like the number one. She won that contest with the Purple Rain, that jacket that reversed.
Yep,
if
that
you remember
that
that,
was dope. That was
super
dope.
dope. So she won with that, and then the other two were her.
Was that through Paisley Park, that competition?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's actually she's a local in our Twin Cities, and so she does that.
See, that's dope. How you're like you said, you never worked with them, but you're still like in sight.
tune.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
in tune with what's
Really in
going on.
tune.
Yeah.
Like with all the designers. So yeah, that was dope. Like her and Lexi, they ended it with a bang.
Yeah. So and and that's the thing. Like Victor Farmer, I thought his was amazing. The colors.
Yes.
The hat. I mean, just the music, everything. This was all the designers and their creativity, and we have some very talented people here. So my thing is if I have the the platform to put you on, it's a benefit for both of us. Me having an eye for talent, and then them being talented.
That's dope.
You hear that? Collab. It's a
Yes,
collab.
collab.
It's not a one-sided thing where you
Right.
get put on. It's you. It's gotta
Put the work in. You gotta
Gotta
put
work.
the work
Yes.
in, guys. No matter what you do, you cannot skip the grind.
Yeah.
No, you
And
can't.
remember, you're never doing it you're doing it yourself, but you're never doing it for yourself. You gotta do it for the city.
Yep.
Facts.
Gotta do it for the city.
Okay.
Man, so that was okay. So that was the 5-year anniversary.
5-year anniversary, and and it's not like we were new to the game with regards to fashion, because we always had a fashion show within the Twin Cities Black Film Festival. I just pulled it out and made a whole week of it. And the first year I was really just testing to see, is there a need for it, and it absolutely was.
Ooh, yes.
Because I think sometimes the word diversity, I will just say this, I think people don't use it properly, if that makes sense.
No,
I get
it could be used like a trend or a fad.
Like a trend.
There you
That's
go.
that's the thing. And so, being diverse doesn't mean like really connecting or collaborating with the same people all the time.
Yeah.
Diverse to me is to use multiple people and multiple things
from different backgrounds.
from different backgrounds. And so I what I see here a lot with diversity is it's usually like, if I keep seeing the same Black folks that I know over and over and over, it's not diverse.
Yeah.
It is not diverse. And so what I try to do is really use the creatives here in the Twin Cities, from every aspect of the Twin Cities in our community, not just what I call token Blacks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
No,
mean
we
that. I
definitely got
mean
those
that.
here.
Go ahead, talk.
But
talk
it's
talk
to
what
me,
you gotta
I
talk.
feel like it's token Blacks.
Yep.
And so that's not what we do. You will see us use ones that we are familiar with or that we work with a lot. But every show, you're going to see different models. You're going to see different designers. You're going to see different things that we're doing, because we're not, different, not just all Blacks. We use Asians. We use everyone, but it's not the same ones.
Yeah.
Because I think there's more talent than just our token Blacks in our community.
Right.
And that's
right.
what a lot of people are either afraid of, or they just want to show that they have it. That's not how it is.
Yeah, no, bro. That's what we talk about with even this platform. Artists have to feel, artists, and in this instance, designers and pretty much all creatives have to feel like we have a place to present our stuff at, to bring
Yes.
our stuff to, you know, like
And feel comfortable about it and feel like you really are welcome, or we really do see you for that.
Right.
And that's one thing that I get a lot is like, oh, you're so nice, or oh, you make us feel welcomed here. And, we're cool with that. I understand people come to our events and, models, everybody may not have a car. We'll give people rides home.
Yes.
We give,
Yes.
you want to come out and eat with us? We're all going out. We had a great show. We say that kind of thing. And then you don't realize what that means to someone when you do it. That's just how I am. And that's how my team is. And so we do it without thinking about that. But when someone thanks you for doing that, you really think like, wow,
That's just normal to you.
that's
but,
normal
yeah,
to me. But to some people, it's like
everything.
everything. Yeah.
yeah.
That's dope. I love what you do. So starting from so we want to take it back a little bit.
Okay.
Start from the beginning. To people who don't know you.
Yeah.
So are you from Minnesota? Born?
So originally not from Minnesota. Believe it or not, Omaha, Nebraska. I've been
wow.
here.
You're the first black
Cornhusker.
person. You're the first
I've
black
never-
person I've ever met from Omaha, Nebraska.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Yeah. Omaha, Nebraska. I went
Okay,
to school there.
so you went there. Okay, and when did you end up here?
So how'd
Gosh,
you get
after
here?
high school. And then when my mom and dad got divorced, we moved here. My grandparents lived in Minnesota, but we used to come up here for the summers.
Okay.
And so then we ended up staying here. But I'm so happy that we did that move, because what I'm doing now, I would have never done there. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Nothing.
that's true.
The Air Force Base, that's about it.
Yeah, or
Oh.
people driving through to go to Colorado.
Okay.
That too.
So they way worse than
Oh,
where Minnesota
yeah.
was at, where we was at back then. But-
They got actual flat land out there
Okay.
next to the city. Like,
Yeah.
Sorry, Nebraska.
Yep.
Not crapping on you.
You got the
at all.
Cornhuskers, you got Creighton University. I mean, those are some of our bigger things. That's the College of Doctors. But
That's where Creighton's at?
the
Okay.
Creighton University.
I didn't know
is
that.
there.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, and then obviously, what's our Nebraska University? What is it? Omaha.
Ne-
And
Is it Nebraska University?
I should
Omaha
know
State?
that.
I think it's Nebraska. I just always say Nebraska.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just say
know it's
Nebraska.
Cornhuskers, but
Huskers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's definitely it's Husker town right there.
So you came here after high school?
Yeah,
Did you
after
do
high
any
school.
college here or anything? Or
No,
you just got...
no college in Nebraska. Here I did. I
Okay.
did a little MCTC,
Okay.
and then also what's our? I can't even think.
CTC. You
That's-
of him?
A U of M.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm like, what the heck am I saying? U of M.
What was your
Okay.
major there?
And believe it or not, business, and then psychology. I wanted to be a
You
psychologist.
got that
No,
voice. You got that psychology.
Yeah, no, that
voice.
totally makes sense because you gotta know psychology to make it through these kind of industries.
Right.
You know
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
Right.
you know, and business too. That's you gotta
Yeah.
be. That's how you do it. So I think
Yeah.
it worked out for you.
I wanted to be a child psychologist. I feel like if you can reach a child when they're young, or a person when they're young, that helps them as they grow old, for sure.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah,
So-
that's super cool.
So was it during college? Did you find your first baby? The film festival?
No, actually, it was a friend of mine that had went on vacation. She went to Miami to the American Black Film Festival, and she had told me about it. And so I went down there, I think the next year, and I was like, we need this in Minnesota. And then just stayed the whole time, took notes, and then came back, did research, and decided to start it.
Yeah.
So where was the first show
Man,
and then how
let's
did it
see.
go?
Oh wow, there's a picture. Yeah, Will Smith. But yeah,
Yep.
and like for Will Smith, like I have nothing but good things to say about Will, because
Well, we can talk about that if you want to.
Yeah, I was just thinking as I'm looking at him, but you know, I met him at one of these events, and in Miami, and I remember him just saying, well, you know, whatever I can do to help you. I may not be able to come out there, but I do know people in the community or out here in LA. So he's the one that would connect me with like films to get to show for our screenings here. Like they do the movie premieres out in LA, they do them here. And Will was the person, like I remember getting a call from 20th Century Fox, and they're like, we don't know you, but apparently you must be somebody because Will told us to give you a call and figure out, you know, when we could get this film. It was some film that he was doing, and yeah, I mean, he helped even not, you know, knowing the situation or knowing me as a owning the film festival, but he thought it was a good thing to do, and we literally he said it to me, so it wasn't like.
That's
You know,
person through a person. Or,
no, it was directly from Will. And then that picture was when he was here. Was it 7 Pounds? Was the name of the film?
Yep, 7 Pounds.
That one.
that was a great film, by the way.
That was a great film. And that's the thing. Like, I know everything that's happened with Chris, and I, you know, understand where people are coming from, but you still cannot take away his greatness as an actor. You know, wanting to strip him from his Oscars.
That's the word. Honest. I mean, like, it counts, but like. That's how great he is. That's like the worst thing they can do. That's the worst thing they can do.
And King Richard, regardless of what anybody says, was an excellent film for him to take on, you know, the Serena and, you know, their dad. Because I have we showed the old documentary where it was actually his dad, their dad in that film.
Oh, okay.
And so there's one before that.
So he tried to be an actual actor, Richard Williams?
No, it was a documentary. It was just him. They had footage of this, and I showed this like
documentary.
Yeah, and so he did that. So having Will do this, he got it down pat. He should have gotten an Oscar. He should keep it.
He did. He acted. I thought Will was a little too light skinned, but he acted just like him. It was. Did you see King Richard, bro?
Yeah, I see King Richard.
That movie was fire.
He
so
right on
good.
point.
Right on point, man.
It really was.
Oh,
and if you
my
saw the
goodness.
documentary, you see why
Okay.
he was
I'm gonna have
so
to check into
to point.
Wow. And I feel like he should have won. So this was his first Oscar, right?
This was his second. This is his second.
I feel like he should have won way more.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the same thing with Denzel Washington.
yeah.
And DiCaprio.
Right.
Sorry, I consider him one of. He's good. He's
for
good.
sure. Yeah,
He's invited
to the barbecue for sure.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Him and Robert Downey Jr.
I do like Robert.
Yeah, Robert.
They're the only two people who can say what they say and did what they did on camera and still get invited to the barbecue.
Right?
Still invited.
Why do they get so much? Like, why don't they get praised more? Like,
I know it's the way of the world. It's such a cliquish.
Okay.
Like I
Yeah,
feel it's
industry.
a cliquish industry, and who people think are hot or who they don't. It's ridiculous, you know. But if you just like people for who they are, I think that they should get more. But yeah,
Okay.
it's different.
they legends.
All right. Well, okay. I have a question, but we have to
Yes.
get back to the beginnings of your film festival.
Yeah, so that's what happened. You know, so I went to this film festival, took notes, came back, tried it. The first one, because I was using everything from Miami. We're not Miami. Number one, it was a flop in the sense of like not enough people knew about it, and then the extravagance. For me, like what I saw there, I had to think about it and then kind of scale backwards and say, okay, this is not Miami, this is Minnesota. So how does this fit and how do I adjust this?
Right.
Okay.
Because it sounds like, you know, we didn't even have a film festival back then, so people probably didn't even know that was an option up here, at least, you know.
Well, and that's the crazy thing. We did used to have a film festival even before I knew it, for Juneteenth.
Really?
Juneteenth had a black film festival.
I didn't know that.
The
I never
Junius
know that.
Hughes, he was the founder of that, and he said he just really he decided he didn't want to do it anymore. He did it for like 5 years, but I spoke with him before I even made my film festival, because a part of it is like, you don't want to step on people's feet.
Yep.
But you also want to give the respect where the respect is due.
Yep.
And so, we spoke, and I had his blessing to start this, but he also told me, like, what it entailed, and are you ready for that? And I
Are
said,
you ready?
I'll try it. And that's how we should do in our community. I mean,
Exactly.
just respect your elders, respect
People who came
the
before
people
you.
who came before you and who did this, and maybe they didn't finish, but you want to pick up the torch and keep going. So I think it's most definitely a matter of respect.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what you should do. That's the process.
Yeah.
That's in order. Otherwise, you don't want to have this amount of success and then like having somebody on
Yeah,
your back.
absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, she stole
Absolutely.
everything from
Right,
me.
right.
That's that.
Oh, I had people say it too, but they didn't know. That's why I said I have to say, yes, I did.
Yeah.
We spoke. I took him out to lunch, and I had his blessing. So I was
Okay.
good.
Did you ask him to join you or at first? Or
He
like-
didn't really want to. I think he expressed that he was just kind of burnout of that, but he
Okay.
definitely said if I had questions or anything to hit him up about it. So I think that he was well with how it was going. But I just appreciate that he, offered up the help if needed.
Okay.
oh, that's cool,
So
man.
20 years you've been doing it, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
So what number show did you finally it clicked? Like everything's going well. This is it. Like this is where you see your vision came true.
Well, I think after like the first 4 or 5 years, I'm still learning the process because I have to physically or mentally adjust to Minnesota.
Exactly.
But I think the other part is that I've traveled the world, but Minnesota is so different on a whole level of like, just getting people to understand and do your events. You could have 2 people have a film festival. A person that you probably never went to their festival at all, and then a new one comes and you'll have just a portion of people to support it. But I really had to get out there and say, okay, look at the films that are coming in. Look how many people we've got coming in. And it took a minute before people started to come, and now we're at where we're at. But I don't even think we're still there, because what I envision is like we have so many blacks now in Minnesota. Before, I think more than we did before, but we also have like people that their jobs, we have so many Fortune 500 companies that people's jobs bring them here whether they want to come or not.
Yep.
So when you think about that and you meet these guys, they're like, where's the black community? Because they don't, they may not know, and where they put them, it may not be any.
none.
And so, that's where I try to just say, hey, this is the things that we have to do. And we try to tell them about our black newspapers, our barbers, and all this stuff. But it took a while for people to really catch on and start bringing people. I've brought, Adam Rodriguez from CSI. I've brought, what was the show? Oh, Angela Bassett. I've brought her before. Gabrielle Union. She's been here. We've had a lot of big names.
That's
and,
an impressive resume.
It's just like people come for those things, but we want to keep that coming. So this year, I'm hoping that we get a lot of people to come. And I think Minnesota, like you said before, George Floyd changed it for us in a great,
way.
sad, God rest his soul, but sad way, but and also a good way. Like people are noticing that there's a lot of black folks here. That's important.
That's very important.
But it's also important for our growth and creativity, because it is here. And that's the thing. So now people look at us differently.
Exactly.
And that's where we need to just take this time and shine.
Our
And
forces-
to highlight on that, just to add on to that, proof in the pudding is Afropunk is coming here now.
Right.
Like
Yep.
that's huge.
That's
like
huge.
even
Super
if it's,
huge.
I think it's like it's not. Is it really them? Is it a real Afropunk event, or is it like a new sort of branch of Afropunk?
So Essence Magazine purchased Afropunk, so they own Afropunk.
Oh, that's big.
And so and also the editor, Caroline Wenga, is she's from here. So
Oh.
she used to
What?
be So she's over Essence, and so that's
the whole
yeah.
Okay. I mean, her
So she's a a dynamic woman, and I think that's where this is coming from, and that's amazing because she knows what's here and what's needed. And so for her to have that kind of power is absolutely everything, and I support her
That
for the culture.
is
100%. So Afropunk, because they have them everywhere. So there's like a Miami, there's
New York.
New York. That's the one that I think most people know. New York is probably one of the biggest ones. But I just saw something from Miami, and to have it here it speaks volumes because it says that we have a lot of we love these kind of things, and we have we have community here that would also love that.
that would love
Yeah,
the
we
culture.
for sure
And
have the
culture,
community
you
here. Yeah,
know.
we got all that. That will. I feel like on a majority scale, like industry level, that will let everybody here know
Yeah.
that we're finally got something for us.
It's serious here.
Absolutely.
Because Afropunk is
It's
amazing,
huge,
man.
yeah.
It's
And I
big. It's eccentric.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Eclectic, it's
yeah.
all of those
Yes.
things.
Oh
can't
man,
wait to go.
It's like Black Halloween, honestly. Like I don't know how to call it honestly because it's dope. Like,
Yeah.
but it's more cultural based, not like
Yeah.
horror. It's like
Okay.
it's like because punk rock was invented by us, so it's like we get to express that and stuff through there. And that's where
Oh,
Afropunk came from.
Yeah.
So I feel like they starting to give us these different platforms to express ourselves now.
Yeah.
Like they're taking
Yeah.
us, our voices serious here now. Like
Yeah. Which they should have been doing a long time ago,
Yep.
And so now we have that opportunity. And my whole thing is take advantage of it. Don't let it ride by us. Because if you
Exactly.
don't catch the wave, it will ride right by you.
That's you hit it right on the point. You hit it
Cannot
right-
miss the wave,
I
baby.
can't miss the wave.
That's kind of like what we say,
Yep.
like on a daily basis. Can't miss the
Can't
wave.
miss the wave.
Can't.
and it's here. The thing is Minnesota's always late. Like if
Yeah.
everybody's jumping in the water, Minnesota's gonna walk up like,
Yep.
You're gonna look in there first.
Right.
I see 1,000 people in the water, but let
Right.
me dip my toe in to make sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but we here though.
Yep,
here.
we are here, so we have to take advantage of that. So I think that you have to look at this in a different perspective.
Yeah.
Man,
Yep,
you hit it right on the point. On the
Coming
mark.
back. We come. Okay, so this might be a side note question. Are you familiar with the St. Anthony, Maine?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that getting bought out?
As long as one of the things I felt different. I didn't know what to feel because for the last 3 years I've been looking for a building to build a theater, to have a boutique theater.
Yeah.
That was a perfect space, but didn't even know that it was in the runnings for being bought at all.
They didn't. I feel like it just happened out
It
of
just
nowhere.
happened out of nowhere, and so I was just like, okay, but I'm still looking because the biggest part for me is to have space to park.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm finding tons of buildings, they're in residential spaces, but you only got 2 parking spaces for 100. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, you have to think about that. So
Yeah.
for me, I haven't found that right space, but when I do, I'll know. So yeah, I was
Man,
like,
you could have bought the Regal in Brooklyn Park before they Top Golf got them.
Oh, that was the Regal.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Man, sorry. I did think that was random though, because we went to go see Spider-Man there in October, and then January 1st they were now the Film Society building or whatever,
Right.
like Independent Film Society building.
Yeah, so they were renting out that space. They always had like a couple theater spaces within there where they showed films. But yeah, I was like the whole place.
That would've
It
been
was
perfect.
a perfect,
I was gonna say that would've been
perfect.
perfect for you.
So yeah,
They could
I
have hit y'all up like, yo, let you get half. Like, can we do a half and half here or something? Y'all ain't even got enough going on over there.
right,
Sorry,
right. So needless to say, right, I'm still looking.
I'm speaking for her. Don't worry, she ain't saying none of this. This is all me.
So I am just looking.
For sure. That's really cool though. Even to just hear black woman trying to get her own theater in the city, that's fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For Black Film Festival, that's fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if anybody's out there that's in property,
Yes.
help sister out.
Help her out.
Funding or just a building itself, it could be a write-off to you.
Right? Have you checked over in the Cedar River? Oh, the parking. You said
Yes,
parking.
and it's a parking. And there's another. I've looked at a lot of spaces. There was one northeast, but someone told me that it was purchased. It was another movie theater. It's over this way. I can't remember the street.
Is it off of Monroe? Like up
It
this
might
way?
be. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yep.
It's a white building.
Yep.
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 With the Lego bricks
Yep.
on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Yep, that's right. So that's the thing. So I have friends that here's a space, we found one, and then they'll take pictures. And I'm glad that they're doing it because there are some abandoned buildings, like you just got to know what to do. And then also buildings that are owned by the city that are, and that's the other thing, just trying to figure out what to do with that. So I do have some, meetings set up just to see what's out there because I'm determined in that space it would be a theater, like they're called boutique theaters. They're happening around the country. They usually have about 75 to 100 seats, but I'd also like to have a fashion house, a space to do education, and an art gallery.
So how many screens? That is super cool.
That
How
is
many
dope.
screens would that include? What do
Just
you want ideally in there?
Like 2. So it would be a small, that's why they kind of call them a boutique.
Okay.
But it'd be really small and quaint. And I think that would be so dope to have, like, you could have like premieres there. You could have parties there. You could do a lot of things.
Man, you could even
You could
like,
rent the space out too.
You could get an artist in there to interlink all
Yes.
three. Like, part 1 is going to see it
Yep.
on screen, and then
Yep.
part 2 is going into the gallery.
Exactly.
Or something.
That's
Man,
dope.
that'd be
Wow.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Man, that's super cool. Dang. So, okay. Man, so you got a lot going on.
You got so much
honestly.
going on. It's like,
So we went through the fashion, the movies.
Yes.
Now you have a consulting group, right?
Yes.
The Morrow Group.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you want to tell us about that? What's
Yeah,
what's that
so
about?
the Morrow, I'm looking at the pictures. That's super cool.
Yeah, shout out to Maury's. Shout out to Maury's Auto Group.
Maury's Auto Group. They were my big sponsor, and I have them to thank for this past Black Fashion Week. They were there all the way, and we look forward to working with them next year and this year.
Awesome.
so
man.
how do you pick your sponsors? Like, how do you know who to talk to or what's going to be perfect for your situation?
So I don't. So
Okay.
a lot of times
Facts.
Because it's like it works out perfectly.
Right. So I don't, but what I do is I make a list of who I'd want to be as a sponsor. And so then those are the ones that I approach. It's a, because a lot of most people know me for having great sponsors, which I do. I started off in hip hop and doing concerts. We talked about that. But, some of my sponsors were, all the luxury cars. So from BMW to Acura to Lexus to Maury's Auto
wow.
Group to Mercedes. Like I did a fashion show with Diddy, and when Diddy came,
Hold on. She did a fashion show with Diddy.
With Diddy? You
Okay.
said that.
All right. Very casual.
Casual.
We'll highlight that.
but when he came, we know how Diddy does. Diddy runs
Very
the
big.
city, so we were like, well, okay. For him, let's do Mercedes. So Mercedes, they tricked out I think we had 4 of them for him, and they did this, and he was like, okay. So he wanted SUV, so we got him that. And I've just been very blessed and fortunate to know which people to go to and what they're gonna give. So Mercedes was our sponsor then, but yeah, Diddy came and showed out 3,000 people. That's when he had his Sean John Couture line.
Okay.
And so
Wow, that
they
was
were,
early 2000s?
Yeah, that was like in 2000, and he was, I think he was in Bloomingdale's because they were a sponsor. So
That's
yeah,
when his fragrance was really big too.
Oh, yeah.
Sean John King.
Sean John, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
that
that's
stuff
when
smelled good.
and that's why I saw he's getting ready to come back out with that. So I reached out
Oh,
because I
word?
would love to that.
Ooh.
He just went through the whole thing to buy it back because somebody else had bought it, so he paid
Yeah.
top dollar. Did y'all see that? And he
Yep.
he paid top dollar to get it back, so he has it. He bought it.
It was
back.
like 6 or 7
Yeah.
mil.
It
or
was.
no,
Oh, wow.
Bill.
700
No,
million, I think.
700
it was.
million.
Yeah.
That's what it was. A gigantic
A
number.
very large number, and I think it was 700, and he got it back.
Wow.
So I don't know what happened to him during that time, but I think he let it go, and then he decided, what am I doing?
Yeah, he was like, I want I
Yep.
want black brand controlled by
Didn't they
black
buy
men.
Fubu back? Or
He just restarted himself and he got linked up with Walmart.
Somebody else bought Fubu.
Somebody else
Okay.
bought Fubu?
Yeah, because now
somebody-
it's on the rise.
Yeah,
It's
it's
back. It's
coming
in
back.
Walmart. It's in
Is
Walmart.
it?
He's in Walmart.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That was
He went the Shaq route.
oh wow. That's Damon
Damon.
what's his name?
I forget his name. It's
He's
like
on Shark.
yeah, his
Yeah,
name
him,
is like the
Damon.
CEO, something CEO
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Damon I will think of it, but yeah, he's the one that did that, and that was his brand before. So yeah, I
For
didn't know
us,
that.
by us.
For us, by us, yeah.
Damon John.
Damon John.
Damon John.
I could not think of it. So yeah.
Shout out to Damon John. man.
Yes.
Shout out.
So yeah, just with the sponsors, it's really just what fits, because when I look at that, I have to look at how does it benefit them and how does it benefit me. The benefits should be equal as much as possible. So
And that means you have a lot to offer if you're partnering
Yes.
with these brands like Mercedes.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right?
That's a lot
Yes.
of that's a level of elegance added to your brand.
yeah, and then with regards to liquor sponsors, those have always been like big liquor sponsors always. This year Ciroc has been one for years, but like Patron and Douce and
Okay.
like most of those. And so it just depends on what kind of party or presentation that we want to give. And my whole thing now is luxury, elegance, power. Like just to put those together. So like even with our fashion show that we did at Mercedes-Benz, that G-Wagon, their new electrical or their one new, what is it called? I'm trying to think of the name of it, but like even some of their new brands are just amazing. And so I just wanted to show, because when I think Mercedes, I think power, I think elegance, I think just upscale, and so
Man,
that's what we did.
even driving their Sprinter vans, it's amazing. Like everything they do is so it's like butter, man.
Yeah, their electric vehicle is ridiculous, and I'm just like, oh my goodness.
That was the one. Do you remember when The Weeknd debuted it in his music
Yep.
video?
Oh,
that was
yeah.
when Blinding Lights came out. That was the one he
Oh,
partnered up with
wow.
them with. That was like when they started
Yeah.
doing that stuff. So man, check you out.
You got so much going on.
I feel like just even listening to your story now, like you had a vision to like start something,
Yeah.
maybe like for your own brand, for your own sake. But I
Yeah.
really feel like what you're doing is cultivating a garden for everybody to start
Yes.
growing from in the future.
Exactly.
Yes.
Like hearing all this, I'm like, okay, like the only thing that has to happen is for like just one big event for everybody to realize that we're here and we got that. And I feel like that's Afropunk coming up. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah,
That shit,
I
ain't
think
gonna
it is. And that's the thing. So my consulting, when you're talking about that, so when the Super Bowl came, we had 7 contracts with that. And I don't even know how I pulled that off, because I
Ooh.
ended up having pneumonia, and I was so sick I had to hire like 20 other people to help with this. But we had
Yeah, what does that pertain? Like,
so like all the different parties that the Super Bowl had. So
okay.
we had, my biggest client was Rolling Stone magazine. So we did their party.
Rolling Stone magazine.
And then Playboy, we did theirs, because I did not know that Rolling Stone owns the Playboy magazine. I didn't know that. So
I
they
didn't
own
know
it.
that either.
Yeah.
Me either.
That's cool.
So we did Rolling Stone, we did Playboy, we did BET Gospel. I did the personal party for Randy Moss's induction into the Hall of Fame, because I used to work with Randy when he was a Viking, so I knew him. And then we did it was Gatorade. We did something with them, and then a couple of smaller. Floyd Mayweather.
The money team.
Yeah, he had a party, and we helped with that one. But yeah, so we just had a few things.
That's dope. So, okay, without giving away all the sauce, so when you say you help with that, so does that mean like, or do you scout locations, or do you find party vendors, or do you help set up the actual parties? Are you just middleman?
No, so so for an example with Rolling Stone, they have like their PR team, their normal PR team, and then they had their PR team located in Minnesota.
Okay.
So we worked together, but I was in charge of their celebrity guest list and seating
Gotcha.
them and doing all that and making sure we took care of all the people. And so, you know, it was just nice to see, like, you know, just seeing some of the ball players. You know, I like football, but you know, I think my favorite was Emmanuel Sanders, and you know, he's just because he has family from Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
So just to see him, and he's like, we weren't supposed to really take pictures, but he's like, oh no, I'll put it on me and I'll put it on me. So I was like, cool, but just to see like. You know, all the stars come through. It was amazing that everybody that was here.
That's really dope.
Yeah,
man.
amigos, and they're just like normal people. One of them's shorter than I thought. I can't remember which one. And I was like, okay, you know, you see him in person, it's like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes, it was good to see him, but there's a lot.
There's
of
not a
people.
lot of rappers that are tall.
No,
Yeah, no.
Busta Rhymes is Method Man and Redman are. I bought them, so they both are tall, like
Yeah,
6'2".
yeah.
Method Man.
Wiz is tall.
Yep,
Davies
Wiz,
is
yep.
tall.
Oh, is he? Wiz is.
Oh, yeah,
Wiz
Wiz
is
like
like
6'4".
6'4". Oh, he's taller
he's
than
like
that?
6'5".
Oh, yeah, he's up there, though.
Really?
Yeah, he's
okay.
up there.
Okay.
Wiz is tall. Snoop
yeah.
tall.
Yeah, Snoop is
Snoop
tall.
is tall.
He was here too. So yeah, just that's what my consulting company does. So we did that, but we also did the launch party for Hulu.
Wow.
What's it called? The Small Business Revolution. So we did the launch party for that, and you know, just a lot of other stuff. I got some other stuff I can't speak on, but
Man, I
they
see.
are coming
You kind
out.
of got a whole little triangle of like established. Like if you
Right?
ain't here on one end, you gonna be here on the back end with two other ways.
Well, you have to understand how things work. That's the thing. So you think about like the industry that I'm in. So fashion, music, movies, they all go together.
Yeah.
Okay.
You a rapper, what's the next thing you do? You get a fashion line, and then what's the next thing you do after that? You get a deal with a movie, and so they all kind of work together. So those people, like his their PR people and entertainment people, they all work together, which is where I come in. And when I'm invited to these events, that's how you learn who these people are.
Right.
So you gain a relationship. When you're talking about relationships, that's one thing I tell people. It's so important, so important, because some of these relationships are from years back, but I use them when something seems to fit and it'll benefit everybody.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they'll just come back and work for you
Right.
without you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they just come back and work for you.
Right.
Like, oh,
Good
snap.
people, man. Just relationships.
Yeah.
That is so powerful. Much more powerful than money.
It is.
To me, at
It
least.
really is. It is because it's all about who you know nowadays, and you never know who knows somebody. I had a model that knew someone in the industry that I needed for another event in another state. Didn't
See?
even know, you know. But she's like, "Oh, you've always been so nice to us, so you know, here I'm gonna help you, and this is who
See?
you need to talk to."
Wow.
Relationships.
Super cool.
Man, so you got so much going on. So you say, okay, so you started talking about promoting a little bit.
Yep.
Did you get into that before you got to the
Film?
films
Yep.
and the fashion?
Yep.
Okay.
So I started off as a concert promoter. I used
In
to bring
Minnesota,
concerts
though,
in
like,
Minnesota.
Back
And,
then, when it was a little bit harder to,
Yeah,
you know?
and it was all the footwork, you know, making your own flyers.
Literally all footwork. No
handing out-
Twitter, no Facebook.
No Twitter, yeah. Going to all the different events and handing out your flyers, you know, that whole nine. So that's how I started off. And like I said, DMX was my first ever concert was the Lost Boys. And I didn't understand
Wow.
I didn't understand what it meant to give out comp card or comp tickets. So they were at the First Avenue, but I gave out half of the tickets in comp tickets. So I was like, well, wait a minute. So then they were like, well, you realize that's money. Like these people are
Right,
coming in.
yeah.
So I didn't know. Like I said, it was my first one. I was still working. I worked for Northwest Airlines, and I was still working, and I'm like crying to First Avenue. Why do I have all the money? Because I get paid, and they were just like, but they
Like,
knew.
well, you kind of gave all of the money away.
Right. And so I'm crying and I'm like, well, I get paid in 2 weeks. I was just a whole mess. And he was like, he said, oh, he's like, you know what? Rich Best, that's who it was. And now he is vice president of Live Nations. That's why I'm telling you about relationships. So Rich Best was the manager. Then he said, Natalie, you so okay, I get what you're saying. He said, don't worry about it. He's like, we'll get them paid. We'll get them together. And he kind of gave me how it works. You know, don't do this, 10% of what you're doing and all this stuff. And so I just was, after I'm sniffling and crying, he made it go away. And he's like, well, he said, when you get the money, he's like, when you get paid, pay us. And then that was it. But Rich Best was the one that helped me. And he is now vice president of Live Nation.
Man,
That's what's up. That's even
cool.
bigger,
Because he kept me going because I was going to quit right then and there. And he's like, no, you didn't know everything. So I'm going to show you what you need to do. And after he showed me, I followed that and kept going. And then I brought DMX there, sold out. I've done, God, I can't even think of all the people. Black Rob, I did Shine. Remember Shine?
Yeah,
Before
man.
he got
Boys
locked
out.
up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ludacris, I've done Mystical, I did
This all in Minnesota.
all in Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
Most Def, I was the first person to bring Most Def. Ja Rule,
Shout out Say No More. We saw that.
Shout out Say No More.
yes, and who else? Man, a ton of them. So that's how I started. So that's how people remember me.
Was that one of your main missions, getting into music? Or so how'd you make that?
It was, but I realized that it is definitely a man's world. Like I really had to adjust. And not really. I didn't adjust. I would just speak my mind. Like, for an example, with Lost Boys, they're used to just calling women bitches.
Right.
And I'm not used to that.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what? And I'm flipping out on them. And then Mr. Cheeks is the one that was laughing at me. He's like, well, he's like, you're funny. He said, but he said, I see what you're saying. And so he really got him to
Chill out.
Yeah, they were.
Right. And I'm
calling
sure
me.
they didn't expect you to
No,
be there managing the
they
show
didn't.
either.
No, they didn't. And so I think once they realized that, then it was like, okay, we respect
You now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can demand your respect. That's my whole point. Like,
As a
I
woman.
did that as a woman.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not cool with that. Okay, so you gotta adjust, not me.
Yeah.
And so that's basically what I did.
Yeah.
Do you feel like the industry is more they got better with handling women that's in the industry?
Yeah, because then if you look, a lot of them have like female attorneys.
Yep.
They have,
Female
their PR
managers,
people, their managers.
Creative directors.
Yeah, so you see that now, and I think it changes. But for the longest time, when I came into it, I was still the only female promoter here doing shows. And black, yeah.
So,
That was it.
That was a tough.
and what year was this about?
This was, well, I'm trying to think. Like, so I probably started in, like, I was super young too, like 97 maybe.
Okay.
97, and then
Great time in hip hop.
yeah, and so that was like the
Yeah.
Great
best
time in
time.
hip-hop.
Like I
Yes.
think about that all the time. That's some of the best music.
Yeah.
ever.
97 to like 2001. 2000.
Yeah.
I would say that too. Yep, I would say
Well,
that
when 50
too.
came out, 05.
That's when the new 01 is when the new era started.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's when
Because
it
he was hot when he came out.
Yeah,
Hot,
absolutely.
He was definitely
He
Absolutely.
was hot when he came out.
But 2001 is like BT and MTV, BT
Yeah.
Jams,
Yeah.
and like all
106
that.
and Park.
106 and
106
Park,
and
the
Park.
basement,
Yeah,
you
the
know.
God.
basement,
Yeah.
Cedar's World,
With Tigger.
Tigger.
Yeah.
Man, those were
He-
my
he's
favorite
bringing it back.
shows,
Yep,
man. I
yep.
used to be watching those shows
Yes.
every day.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Like, after school, I'll go sit down, watch 106 in Park,
Yep.
freestyle battles, the performances.
Yes.
Because 106 and Park had fashion on there too.
They did.
Yep, it was
You
about
know?
yep,
They
fashion
did.
too.
They had all of that. That was the best time ever.
Yeah, you was doing your thing around the best best time in hip hop. Like,
yeah, it's
for
a
sure.
lot different now. You
Yeah.
know, like I think there's 3 different types of rap or hip hop music. You got
Yeah.
your trap.
Yep.
Mhm.
You got what would you call it? I don't even know the era of. See, because Kendrick Lamar, I think is in like him and J. Cole to me are like
That's like a different.
a whole different vibe. I don't even know what you
Conscious-
call
Because
it.
it's
Conscious
not
rap.
backpack and it's
Like,
not
No.
super
It's
conscious.
not super conscious because
But it's like modern, you know,
Yeah.
and bouncy.
But they rule in their whole era right
Yep.
there.
I
think they're
don't
2
know.
of my
Maybe that's
favorites.
true.
drill
hip-hop.
rap is drill rap now.
Drill, trap,
And
true.
trill.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like drill rap is so. Yeah, that
That's
world.
its own monster. That's its
That
own
world is
monster
a
for
whole
sure.
different world. But the industry is putting money into that.
Yes.
Like people is getting rich talking about killing
Mhm.
people. And,
Yes.
like
It
Chicago
used
is
to-
like
yeah.
the spokesperson for that type of rap.
Yeah.
Like every Chicago rapper,
That's true.
you know, like, and I feel like they only do it because it makes them money. Like
Yeah.
they don't care who's dying. They don't care about
No.
none of that.
But that's kind of the so you've been in the game. You've been in the game for a little while now
Yeah.
with the film and stuff. So I'm sure you can confirm that that's in every industry right
Yeah.
now. It's
Yeah.
like people have left the concept of substance
Mm.
in replacement of business and money. You know, and
Absolutely.
it's
There
like
you go.
and it's like, like obviously you started from a place of trying to highlight, black creatives and
Right.
stuff like that. But in order to do that, you gotta have appearance and you gotta have, these
Yeah.
relationships. You
Yep.
gotta have a Mercedes, a Morris
Yeah.
Auto. I think you even had HBO partner with you one time.
HBO's been a partner for like 12, 13 years.
Okay.
Because their vice president went to school. He went to Hamlin here, and so when he started out, he was a marketing manager at HBO, and he's moved up the scale. So they always have been ever since they've been a
See?
sponsor for me.
Those are those minor facts are why we do this podcast.
Yeah.
Essence editor
Yeah.
is from here. HBO CEO went to
Yeah.
Hamlin. Like, see how Minnesota is always there.
Yes.
We're
Yes.
Always-
Minnesota. We're always there somehow, some way.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And so those are facts. And so I think because of that, and we've just built a good relationship. That's where that
Yeah.
comes from. But that's why, I think when I've talked at schools and I talk in front of people a lot, but one of the things, like you said, relationships, I really stress that because it is true. So with Dennis from HBO, I have been friends with him all these years. So they have been actually a sponsor for like 17 years.
Okay.
Wow.
And that's a long time.
That's a long time
And
to
I've
live
been-
relationship with though.
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. And then, dealing with them and then, looking at going forward with this year too. We didn't do it during the pandemic because there was so much going on.
Yeah,
So that was the
yeah,
last time,
yeah.
like this, what was it, probably the 18th or 19th. And then now we're just catching back up because a lot of
Yep.
people are gone. They've had huge turnovers.
yeah.
So, just kind of getting back to what's what.
Mm-hmm.
Is he still there at HBO?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's vice president of
Oh.
diversity and inclusion. Yep.
He's black.
That's super
Yeah, he's
fat.
black.
Oh, he's black.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yep. So that's the thing. So he went to Hamlin, and that's the, you never know what happens and why those kind of relationships are important.
Yeah,
They
they really are. Well, so man,
it's just so much.
so out of all your businesses, what is a dream collab for you? Like, because it sounds like the list of people, your
You've done
work
it
is
all.
long,
yeah.
and that's just not even trying to flex. That's just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
We're firm believers in, this is what we do. It's normal. Like this
Mm-hmm.
podcast to us is normal. We started this because we talk on the phone for 3 hours every day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, for you, like, what's your dream collab out of everything you've done so far? Like, what is that one that would be like, oh crap, I made it?
So my dream collab would be partnering with like Essence or Ebony magazine, and then partnering here with Target. I've not.
That's big.
Target
That would be
would be
big.
Target.
That is some. Hey, Target, if you're listening, hey,
Tap
Target,
in.
if you're listening, tap in, man, because y'all are. I see the wave y'all on. Tap in.
And then, Target really has stepped up to really
They really
use
have.
black businesses here.
Yes.
And then doing some huge event here that is televised or people know about it nationwide.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah, because I have, worked with Best Buy before. They have been a sponsor. But,
Okay.
like I tell people, if you see an opportunity for any kind of sponsor, I'll tell you this quick story with Best Buy. So they never would sponsor me. So I found out they were doing this dinner and it was some kind of fundraiser. And I was like, well, I need to go go there as a volunteer and see why. The president was there of Best Buy. So I paid this other volunteer $20 to switch tables because she had him and I needed to talk to him. She's like, I don't care. So we swapped tables and I was like, okay. So they always say, what's your 30-second rule? Like if you're in an elevator, your pitch. And so I just said, look, I'm volunteering. I said, because that's what I do. But told him really quick what I did. I said, we don't have a lot of time to talk, but you've never sponsored me. How can I make you sponsor? How can I make you say yes to sponsoring me? And he was like, what? We never sponsor you? Here, take this phone number down. This is my assistant. Tell her you met me at this thing. And he's like, and then we will sponsor you. $25,000.
Jesus.
I was like, yes.
That is black success right there, man.
That was
is
like
go-getting
years
it.
ago. They did everything, and after they had already told me no, and I said, thank you, God, because sometimes it's just all about who you're talking to.
Yep.
That makes the
Yep.
difference. You
Yep.
have people that block the,
Yep.
gatekeepers that block the doors
Yep.
to people's success, or maybe they feel like whatever, but we got it.
Yeah.
And so
Facts.
The universe, man,
That
God,
is-
man, when you persistent in what you want,
yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
open
is
that
real
door.
persistence,
Yeah.
man.
Open that
That's
door.
going to get it.
yes.
How often are you going to be that close to the president of Best Buy?
Of Best
Man.
Buy.
Nobody. You know what I'm saying? That's just not going to happen.
Also, too, another lesson in this: pay your way.
Yeah.
Pay your way.
Yeah.
Pay
Yeah.
your
She
way.
never would have paid that girl $20.
She
Man.
ain't getting nothing for
That
free.
was a that was
she could have got more. She was like, I need $100. You
right.
actually talking about the
But she
president.
didn't know, and I knew she didn't know, and she didn't care. So I knew what would get her would just be something simple and simplistic, and that's what I did. So you just have to be smart and just take every opportunity you can.
Man, for real, man. Yeah.
I'm learning a lot of stuff here. I'm finna ask you, how can we get some
Yeah,
sponsors
right.
on
But
here,
no,
you know?
But see, like, to all of our community watching, our fans and stuff, tap in with her. That's what we're here for. Cause I'm like, I see the vision now. Like, I've always seen your stuff. Fresh put me
Yeah.
on to the Fashion Week. I see you. It's like cause I want to ask you, where, like, do you have your own fashion brand and stuff you're promoting? But I feel like you're still in your promoter mode. I see
Yeah.
what you're doing, and that's
Yeah.
that's a raw formula.
Yeah.
That's a dope formula because you're promoting everybody like your product is all the creatives
Yes.
and everybody.
That's dope,
that's in
right?
the city.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, and I do feel like that because I feel like we don't a lot of times like you don't have the people to really put us on. And so I feel obligated in the sense of, if I have a platform that can help someone, I know God will help me, but he also wants us to help others. And if you always live by that, he will always bless you.
Always bless you.
Always bless you.
Always.
Even if you
Amen.
think you're down, you're really not.
You're not.
Because he's always blessing you.
Man,
and I think that this is our time. And it's so sad that it had to be George Floyd that opened the eyes up for everybody around the world and about how we're treated or not treated. But I also think that if you know that's what I mean, that wave, this is what we're in. And ride it and take it and receive it and be blessed by it.
Blessed. And
Because
blessed
it's
and-
like opening, like God is saying, okay, this is the time. If you sat back during the pandemic and you thought about why this happened, that happened for a reason. It wasn't just
Man,
I don't
didn't-
care what anybody says. It wasn't just for
just coincidental.
coincidence. It was a time.
It
to
was
stop.
time. It was
Like-
it was time to open the doors up and really. I felt like they put a light on us and show what's really going on here.
Absolutely.
In the city. What
It-
goes on with us.
Unfortunately, it was a negative light, but that it's
Yes.
always dark before it's lightest. You
Yes.
Facts,
Yes.
you know?
Stars coming here, like
Yes.
everybody from. Man, I done seen everybody here. Basketball players,
Yeah.
actors,
Yeah.
man, just all types of people here just supporting, and I love it. I love the energy they bring into the city, man.
Yes.
So we're trying to show, people that it's here.
It
you
is
know?
here.
So this is what our
But you have to ask for what you
platform-
want.
Exactly.
Like,
Be clear about it.
even the models, like I tell people, so when someone said, I had never seen any of these black guys, we did Black Man Magic. She's like, I never seen it. Where did you find them? I said, if I saw them like in the store and I'd be like, hey, have you ever modeled? I would just ask them.
Wow.
And they're like, no. Would you think about it? Yeah, I guess. And then they were just like,
come out of
sure.
it.
Yeah, sure. Because there was one
Ask.
guy you had on the ad for that Black Man Magic, and I was like, that dude had the crispiest beard, crispiest
Oh, yeah. Wasn't
salt
that
beard ever.
Yes.
I'm like, because there was and the reason why I say that is because the first ad I saw for Afropunk, it was a brother who dressed up as Raiden, and he had the same
Oh,
exact
wow.
salty beard like that, and it
Yes.
was raw. Like I was like, that's who I want to be when I go to Afropunk, man, for real. And this was like 7 years ago now,
So
man.
people dress up to go to Afropunk?
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I'm gonna show you some pictures. after
Okay.
we
Yeah,
talk
it's
about it.
really different. It's eclectic. It's
Yeah.
I think the one that I've been most interested in was New York because we
Okay.
were getting ready to go to that one before the pandemic
Okay.
and then they shut everything
Yeah.
down. But they have like vendors and it's food and it's music and people just come. Orange hair, gray hair, whatever. They
Whatever.
want. Yeah.
Like African face
Yeah.
makeup. You
It's
know what I'm
just
saying?
whatever
It's
you
dance
want.
hall.
expressing
Yeah.
yourself, your culture.
It's not black hip hop culture. It's like African culture. It's like what?
Yeah.
It's like where we started
from.
Yeah.
Because
The
it's
roots.
Afro punk. Because black people created punk.
Yes.
And so all that crazy looking hair,
That
you know
came
what I'm
from
saying?
us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that came from us.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
wow.
so it's just it's an experience and then just to be there
Be our true
with the-
selves creatively. Sorry, I didn't
Yes.
mean to interrupt you.
Yes, that is true.
Okay.
But yeah, the earrings, they do everything and t-shirts, so that's the beauty of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's so dope. I can't wait. Now I want to go.
2 days, June 18th and 19th
Yep.
it is?
Okay.
Yeah,
I was
man.
gonna say in the winter.
No.
No,
It
we
gotta be
can't.
summertime. Do you know where that's gonna be at? Is it the Walker Center?
No, it's at a park in maybe Theater Worth, but I could be wrong. So,
What?
Yeah.
If it's in theater, that's where they used to have Juneteenth.
Oh, okay.
right.
Yeah.
That is
okay.
true.
That's where they used to have Juneteenth, and my mom lives like blocks away from there.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
will you be a part of it? Or
In
you
Golden
have
Valley.
something going on around that time, or you
Trying
just
to
trying to
sort
put
of
something in there?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're working.
You gotta
on
be
that.
something.
got
in
somewhere
there.
in
Even if
there.
you got to post up outside. You know what? Yeah, you gotta be there because like
We're
this is
working
what-
on that.
This is what you've been trying.
You
to,
know,
what
you
I'm saying?
can't have that without you being a part
Right.
of it.
Come on now.
Whoever-
Afro punk,
yeah,
tap in with her, all right?
She out here doing her thing.
Sure.
Man, I didn't know none of this stuff. Like, I didn't know you was a part of so much stuff here. Like,
Yeah.
Do you feel like you've been like head down mode, like just doing it, like?
For the last 5 years, probably yes. I'm really kind of excited. I'm trying to do more. Like I get invited to a lot of things, and I try to go to a bunch of them, but a bunch of different events because I want to show the support for others. But I also do use my platform on social media to promote other events because I feel it's important. Because if we're asking that from other people, we have to do the same. But
Right,
I do want people to know. So I think like in the last 5 years, yes. And now that I realize that we're in a whole different era of how we can handle stuff, I'm trying to find the right approach to make sure I get the best connections. So
there you go.
I got some big things, like I said, I can't speak about, but just wish me well because a couple of them are really big, and I would just be grateful if I got it.
Yeah, because I feel like you're at the point where you deserve like that one big thing that
Yep.
takes you up onto that
Yeah.
next level. Like, what more can you do
That
at
the
this
whole
level?
right. That's the thing. Like Paisley Park was the biggest space ever.
That was dope.
And then when you have the the different writers talking about it, we were all over the news.
Yeah, you were.
with that every like all the whole entire week and the week before.
Yep.
So I just feel like this is a time to use this, and I just need to figure out how to do it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was one I was doing some research, and there was a video, but they were talking about the sponsors. You were sponsoring it, and there was one sponsor that their catchphrase was "Just begin." You know,
Just begin. That's the biggest thing
Yep.
to all
Yup,
of it.
Just begin.
start.
you
Yep.
know,
Just start.
begin.
When we did this, we just was like,
Yeah.
let's just do it.
We're only 11 episodes in, and we're here
See?
chatting up with you. You know, it's just got to be just
do it.
Begin. You know,
Yeah.
like,
And just ask. I think that's the other thing. Like a lot of times, I will say I was in that whole thing about never even thinking Paisley Park would do something like this. So, what an honor when they reached out. I was just like, what? That just blew me away.
Oh, they reached out to you.
Yeah, I didn't reach
oh
out.
wow,
Yeah,
wow,
and so I was like,
wow. They reached out to her, not the other way around.
Wow,
Okay,
guys. So they
that
watching.
the conversation just switched now.
Yeah.
Okay, like
They
the
watching.
conversa-
They
yeah,
watching.
so people are watching, and I know the city is watching, and I think people are looking to see what I'm doing with Black Fashion Week.
Yes.
Because I feel like they're, big question that a lot of the people are asking is, well, you saw there was another fashion week. Why did you start another one? Like, literally, these are journalists that are asking me this, and I'm like, well, I think we're doing two things. I think it's two different things. Like, I think it's a platform for us, for those ones that I talked about that are not token, but they're deep in the community, models and creators, and ones that are maybe not thinking that they're going to get on, so they come and they ask us, and it's really big talent. But at the same time, it's also a benefit to the other fashion week because everybody that we put on, they put on. So it's like we're allowing them to, or we're helping them find that other talent.
Yep.
So I don't think it's a bad thing at all because every time I put up, new models, I see them.
They're using it. So
Trendsetter.
yeah, you're a
Trendsetter. Yeah,
Trendsetter.
See, and when
yeah.
we talked about our market is so small, a lot of people copy each other, but we need these different types of things so they can know the different types of quality in it. Like, okay, yeah, they see yours and they see theirs, but the quality and what you're doing is way different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And it's different. Like, I mean, we use, it's about our culture, so our
Exactly.
music we use, and people, like one lady, she's like, oh, it's totally different. She said the music, the whole vibe, because I'm not trying to be anybody but me.
but you.
I'm not trying to.
And that is the core of the new Twin Cities. Don't be nobody but you.
you.
You know,
That's it.
for real.
And I feel like they trying to be us
Yeah.
in a way.
Yeah.
I would say.
That's a whole nother combo.
Yeah,
That's a
but
whole nother combo.
hey. But that's why I feel like you said, George Floyd opened it up so our voices are more powerful now. Now people are recognizing the cool stuff that our community is doing.
But we've been doing. You know what I
Exactly. We've
mean?
been
It's not
doing it.
new. It's that we've been doing it.
Yeah.
I just think that people think it's new, but it's not.
It's not.
We just haven't been noticed, or we haven't been, put on. We haven't been given the opportunity, unless it was some of, our own community.
Yeah, exactly. And
We kind of been like the market that's like been off to the side of the main flow of things. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
we're so far north.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, how do we get people to come up north when we got nothing but all they think about is cold and snow?
Yeah.
They don't think about creativity,
No.
art, fashion, and stuff like
No.
that. So that's really our biggest beast we got to fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of people just don't think there are a lot of blacks in Minnesota.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's
what?
the thing.
And that's what we was saying. We got to start coming to our markets are small, separate, but if we come together as one whole, the Twin
It'll look
Cities,
better.
it look better, and it's more force. When we using our voices to do these things.
I
now.
would agree.
So-
So that's why with Afro Punk, the Twin Cities as a whole should come together to support it, because the other part to that is if something as big as this comes and we don't support, it won't come back. Do you know what I mean? So we also, that's why I said we need to just, it is a time to stick together, but it's also a time to recognize that we need to do this in order to get some of these things here. It's not cheap to put on any of these events, you know what I mean? But
especially when the city don't even want you having them.
exactly. So that's the thing. So we definitely have to support it, or we won't have it
again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is our
It's
time.
the perfect time.
So I always say this on and off camera, and I got this from Kanye because I was too young to know about it at the time. We are in a renaissance right now. We're in a creative renaissance.
Yeah.
We're in a cultural renaissance right now.
That's true.
The reason why we're sitting here having this conversation is because we're envisioning Minnesota as something. The problem is we're just ahead of our time. We're getting there slowly. You feel me? Like you're already where you need to be. You're at the top of your game. But our, outside forces that we can't control, you know what I'm saying, also have to catch up.
To what we doing. Yep.
And so, like, on the backside of the wave, when the wave calms down, we're going to be like, oh, snaps. We was, you know, like, oh, man, we did that. We was the wave runners, you know? Wave, you know? A lot of y'all got surfboards, but we're the wave runners, you feel me?
That's right.
Yeah. You said it perfectly, man.
So that's what it is. So Natalie, what you got going now that you sold? On the side note, back to regular programming. Now that you've had your 5-year anniversary. At Paisley. What's next on your agenda?
Well, there's a couple of things, like I said, I'm working on that I'm trying to be in the runnings for. Okay. And so I just need to prepare and present. Okay. And so to do that, I just have to think about and look at what happened with Black Fashion Week. And then also look at the strengths, the weaknesses, and then how I would change that. But the other side, too, is for me, like, I feel people think, or I know people think that I've kind of left the music part aside. The music part is a hard one because it's so different now. Like, what people, like, I knew back then, like, okay, if I'm bringing, for an example, DMX, I knew he was going to be a sellout. But there's only a few people that I think would sell out. But then again, I'm not a big one in like the trap hip hop or stuff like that. But I think that for me, I'm just trying to see what is this new beginnings like for here in Minnesota. Because it is not the same.
It's not. And that's what, like you said, it's a new renaissance. And I've been throwing shows. That's how I got started with Motivation to Hustle. I was promoting shows and doing local shows, actually. And I created it was actually a blog I created for artists, just to get their music showcased. To know if they create music, they got something to look forward to, getting it put on this platform, like Say Cheese. I don't know if you ever heard of DJ Academic. So basically like that for the Twin Cities. So that's what I created Motivation to Hustle for at first. So it's just going into a new wave. Like, everything's going up. We got an artist working with Kanye. We got man, there's just so many people that's just come, like bigger artists is coming here and finding artists to work and to sign and to put on. So
then both of you know that it's hard as hell to sell out a show because you don't have numbers to base it off of. Shows are based off of numbers.
Exactly.
That's true. But I think the other part too, so for me, when I used to bring all these big artists, the big thing was that I always had local artists open up.
Yep.
Never charged them. Now I'm hearing crazy numbers like $5 and $10 grand for local artists to open. I've never heard anything. So a lot of these Muja Messiah, a lot of these guys that Maria Issa and those guys, they would open up for, and I never charged them anything. It was more to just tell them all you got to do is promote the show and promote it, and people are going to come. And people did come because they wanted to see them.
Exactly.
But now I had a guy telling me, he's like, "Are you kidding me?" He was like, "They'll charge you anywhere from $25 to $10 grand to open up." That's the insane.
Local artists. Man, with me, no. Even with the podcast, even with this, we don't charge at all.
That's crazy.
Because we want to push. We want to push the culture.
Yeah, this is all off the strengths.
I'll pay for it, but we don't need you to pay.
Right.
We doing this all off.
Find sponsors.
Yeah, that's why we need to.
You need to find sponsors. What sponsors would like anything from like these like companies for
create.
earpods or headphones, microphones.
Okay.
Text.
I wasn't even thinking about that.
That's the kind of things. What do you use? Any of this?
Oh.
Those companies is what that's because it's a benefit to them.
Right.
For you to give a shout out to their company, and then people go, "Oh, that's what you use. It look tight, whatever. That's what you use." Cameras. Nikon has been a sponsor for me. Canon has been a sponsor for me.
Yeah,
Fuji
we
has
gotta
been a
talk.
sponsor for me, where they gave us cameras and stuff like that for the film festival. So whenever you're doing sponsorship, and this is a freebie for you guys, that's what you think of. Think about what you're doing, what things you're using, and then those things are sponsorable.
Okay.
Oh,
we
all
definitely
right.
gonna check. Yeah, we definitely.
All right, that's man.
connect with
And
you on that.
Anybody else listening?
She giving out free game.
That's free right there.
All right. They over there charging $1 million on the other side. We giving out free. Nah, I'm just playing. Shout out Waggle and Gilly, man. We love y'all, man. Y'all know y'all the inspiration.
So yeah, it was dope. This conversation. How long we been in?
Yeah, I don't even
Hour
know,
and a
man.
half?
Got lost because you
Wow.
got so much going on, and like obviously we're not set up like a TV show. We just
Right.
trying to sit here have real convo. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
because
real-
sometimes that's how people only understand stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? You're sitting there
that's
trying to be
true.
professional, have like all these structured questions and
Yeah.
answers. Some people don't want to listen to that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Just
So-
want the real you. They just want the real conversation.
Right.
All
You
right.
know?
Shout out Crystal Lenore. Peace. We deep out here though. The change is here on that. On that, sister. Right on. The
Peace,
change is
peace.
here.
It's here.
It's the new renaissance. It's happening right before our eyes. Y'all, we're used to seeing the finished product, but we're in a unique situation for our state where we get to be a part of the creation for the future in the next 10 years.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And like Natalie said, we've been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've been there's people that have been at this for a long time, but the market was too small. That's just the end all be all. The market was too small. But it's getting bigger now. We're widening out.
We're coming
Everybody's paying
together.
attention. R.I.P. George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? But that was the martyr for the people. You know what I'm saying? In the long run, not right now. But I mean, what else can you call it?
Right.
Yeah.
Because of the cause and effect of stuff. Like.
And we're just gonna continue to grow, and hopefully that you guys don't miss the wave. Like Natalie said, don't miss this wave.
That's
Don't
right.
miss the
For real.
wave.
Make sure you're in it, cause when you miss it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gone. Miss Natalie, is there anything else you feel like we've been here for a little bit? Is there anything you want to promote or let the people know while you're here? Websites, events, whatever. You got it all.
Well, definitely follow us on social media. So Instagram, Black Fashion Week MN. Twin Cities Black Film Festival, and it's the same on we're on Facebook as well.
Okay.
Our next event is Movies and Music in the Park, and that's on June 10th.
June 10th. Where's that at?
That is going to be at it's downtown. You know what? I will have to post that. It's on our website, but I can't
All right.
remember. We used to be at Father Hennepin, but that's under construction, so it's over by the
Yeah.
It's a lot of different.
A lot of contingencies these days, man.
Yes,
All
yes.
right.
So just watch out for her social medias. You'll get all that
Yes.
information. It was nice to have you. I'm glad
Really
I'm
nice to
glad
have
you
you.
you
Thank you
responded
for coming
fast. I didn't think you was gonna respond. So I'm happy. I'm happy. I heard so much about you before I even had
Yes.
this meeting. So yeah, I'm glad.
Well,
I'm
thank
happy.
you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
And hopefully your followers will learn something. It's
they
all about
definitely
that.
Yeah, they definitely
Definitely
will
will.
today. Definitely will today. So
Yes.
thank you very much for coming in.
I
Go
have
ahead,
one
miss.
more last
Go
thing.
ahead. Yep.
I know you hear you look like Common.
I've
And you
gotten
look
that.
like Prodigy.
Ooh,
Okay, all right.
I heard.
You do have some
I heard.
Doesn't he look like
No,
Prodigy?
I heard Tay Diggs. Don't Prodigy. Tay Diggs. Let me take off the hat. Let me take off the hat now. I heard a little Tay Diggs.
He looks
No, you look more like Havoc.
Havoc,
Havoc.
yes.
Havoc. You
I
was
ain't
more
heard
like
that.
Havoc.
I heard.
Yes.
Okay, I heard. This is funny. I heard Akon before and Tay Diggs.
I could see Akon a little bit.
No, I look like what's the light skinned dude from Roll Bounce? And Coach Carter. He was the light skinned dude with the afro.
What's his name?
Oh, I know what you're talking
You know
about.
who I'm talking about.
Arnesta.
I forget. I've never known his real
Off
name.
Cousin Skeeter, the light skinned dude.
No, do you remember off Roll Bounce, the movie with Bow Wow?
Yep.
And they had the
And
type in
Lauren
roll or
London's
type
in
in.
there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Megan
else?
Good. Ain't Megan Good in
Making
there?
good.
Is it Megan? Yeah.
Is she in there?
I haven't seen that.
But
in so
or
long.
type in Coach Carter. He was the light skinned dude that had to do like 1,000 killers. You know what
Oh,
I'm saying?
yeah.
The angry
he messed
dude.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was mad.
Oh yeah, for sure. I know what you're talking about.
Definitely, your eyes definitely look like.
Okay, man, we'll take it. We'll take it. Anything
Hey.
from Miss Natalie Morrow, we'll take
Right?
it. You feel me? This has been the New Twin Cities podcast. Thank you
Yes,
guys for
yes.
tuning in. This has been episode 11 with guest Natalie Morrow. Follow the New Twin Cities podcast on Instagram. Follow Motivation to Hustle on Instagram.
Yes.
Follow Blue Spirit Minneapolis for all your merch needs. You feel me? We got them. Get you a podcast shirt, and we'll catch you guys next time. Thank you.
Thank you. We out.
How did I do?
You did great.